Hi guys, welcome back to La Lucha is Real podcast. I am your host, Edith.
And I'm Angel.
Yeah. And today we have an amazing guest. We mentioned her in various other episodes.
Yeah, so if you guys have, it's funny. One of our friends actually requested this person to be on it because they probably heard all the stories and we're like, you know what, you should have her on there. So we finally are having her. And I'm very excited about, because we kind of know like a few things that we kind of want to talk to you about and get your point of view on. So I am going to introduce my amazing friend, Chelsea.
La Chelsea is in the building.
La Chelsea, the one and only. It's so funny because I'm like, oh look, we have another friend named Chelsea, and she's like, but she's not La Chelsea.
The one and only.
Do you want to say hi?
Hi guys.
Are you nervous?
The pre-gaming shots before I sat down, I think is evidence.
She's like, La Chelsea is La Stressy.
I low-key feel like her nervousness.
You're feeling?
I'm getting nervous and it's my podcast.
We feeling warm, and I'm not sure if it's the shots or the anxiety.
It's probably both.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Actually, my house, I've been keeping it really cold lately, but because I don't have my heater on.
That's
so it's a little chilly. It's a little nippy.
We literally chilling.
Yeah. So yes, guys, we have my friend Chelsea here. And a few things we wanted to talk about because we want to get your point of view on.
Yeah. Get ready. Let's see. Oh,
Do you
damn,
start?
you took a long, deep breath.
Just kidding.
Okay. So I think, should we start maybe because it's the month of love still? Mm-hmm. I want to start with the love topics, right? Okay. So for those who don't know, Chelsea is in a interracial relationship.
Yes.
Tell us about you want to introduce your honey bunny?
My honey bunny. We got married last year. Hubby Damon. Working hard. He's working hard. But no, we met during 2020 and got married last year. So it's been an exciting journey. Lots of things to learn just because, as they said, I am in an interracial relationship. He's white. Can I say that?
Yeah. He's your husband. He's your man.
Am I going to get canceled? No, he's an all-American redneck boy.
Y'all heard it here.
He loves his trucks, and he's an aircraft mechanic, and he just loves fixing things, and beer, and cars. The typical redneck.
Now, did you always, did you ever think that you would end up with someone like that?
No. So my last long-term relationship was somebody I'm originally from Sri Lanka, so that's what I thought I was going to go for, but...
So growing up, that's who you kind of envisioned you would end up with, somebody like that?
And I kind of felt like there was pressure to... there weren't many people in our little Sri Lankan community out here that were in interracial relationships, so... Ooh. Yeah, so I feel like it was very rare. So I even remember now, like, when I told my parents that I was dating Damon, I was terrified.
How did that work out? Like, how did you approach that situation? Like, how did you be like, Mom and Dad, I'm bringing you a Caucasian boy right here?
Yeah, no, this is taking me back to the day. I remember the day so vividly. We were about 4 months into dating, and I remember my parents were both in the kitchen cooking, and when you want to, like, tell your parents something, you kind of spend an extra little time.
Like, oh, yeah, that's nice.
So what did you say? So you're just kind of, like, fiddling with something? And...
No, so we got through dinner. Like, I cooked dinner with them. We got all the way down to sitting down and eating. My dad was at the dining room table. My mom and I were on the couch, and I just remember seeing him eat, and I'm like, this is not a good time to tell him because he might choke on his food. So I'm a wait a minute. So some time went by. He finally finishes eating. So I was like, I got something to tell you guys. But at the same time, there was one relationship before that I was open with my parents about. They knew about. But it was still that fear because they didn't want me dating. And now in my head, I was like, damn, not only am I dating, but I'm dating a white I'm gonna get murdered today. So, yeah, my dad finishes eating, and I end up telling him, so I got something to tell you guys. And
wait, how old are you at this point?
Dude, I was 22.
Okay.
21, 22.
Okay.
It's 2020, so... I want to say I was 22. I just turned 22.
Okay.
So I was panicking. I ended up telling them, like, hey, I am dating somebody. I have a boyfriend. And my mom's first question was, is he Sri Lankan?
Oh.
I'm sitting there being like, no.
She's probably, like, trying to find out if she knows his mama.
Yeah. Probably, dude. I was so scared. I was like, no, he's white. And my mom's like, how did you meet him? And I'm like, well, funny story is the salon I work at. His mom's the owner. So it was a moment of, like, I thought they were going to be upset with me, but they handled it very well. The one thing my dad did say was, thank God you didn't tell me this while I was eating, and thank God you didn't tell me this while I was cooking with a knife in my hand. And I was like,
Do you think he said that because of you dating in general, or is it because Damon's white? And I'm not trying to make any assumptions about your parents.
No. I think he just has that daddy-daughter, like, protectiveness over me. He was kind of like that even with my last ex, even with us having dated for so long. He was still protective in nature. So I don't think it was ill-intentioned by any means, but it was definitely like a damn. I almost made my dad choke on his food. Oopsie.
I can't imagine, like, the pressure of, like...
You know, I just realized we didn't even let Chelsea finish her story of how she met Damon.
Oh, shit, we're the worst.
We're so bad at this.
We jumped straight to the introducing to parents.
I know.
Oh,
Hold
shit.
on. We gotta let her finish.
Yes.
We're the worst.
So we're talking about meeting?
Yeah, because you were like, I met him in 2020. And then...
Oh, I just kind of moved on. That's my fault. That's hella my fault. But we can cuss on here, right?
Yeah. You met it during, like, COVID year?
Mm-hmm. So it was the end of the year. It was after things reopened because I started working for his mom. I want to say the month before the shutdown.
Oh, shit.
So things reopened. She had really tried hard to set us up. I kept saying no because my last relationship was with somebody whose family owned the salon I worked at. So it was, like, in my head triggering.
We know her type.
Wait.
Salon owners' kids.
That your ex was the same, like, kind of the same situation?
So his aunt and uncle owned the eyebrow threading shop I worked at.
Oh, damn. So you do have a type, girl.
I mean, okay, but it was for that reason. When she tried to set us up, I didn't want to pursue it because in my head I was like, oh, we're repeating past mistakes over here. No, thank you. But no, after months of saying no to her, I was very close to my brother and sister-in-law now. And we used to, all three of us, just go hang out, go out to dinner and whatever. And his mom was like, he's a little butthurt that you always be hanging out together. Is it okay if he tags along to your guys' like dinner plans tonight? I'm like, yeah, why not? And we went and he was drunk. I don't know what was attractive about that situation at all.
Wait, the first time you met him, he was like...
I mean, I saw him around the salon and stuff, so it wasn't my first interaction with him, but my first time actually, like, sitting down and talking to him, yeah, he was shit-faced, and he was a good time, though. He made me laugh, and, like, we kind of connected on some things, and then made friend group plans later, and the rest is history.
Aww. So that was kind of like your guys' first date.
With his brother and sister-in-law. Yeah.
But did you go in with the mindset that it was like a
not at all
doubles date?
No. I literally was like, oh, a friend is coming along.
Just hanging
or
around
like,
as
yeah,
friends.
we're just hanging out. But then
did he ask you like on a date, just like you two?
No, we ended up hanging out a second time with friends. We went to like a pool hall and stuff, and then it wasn't till after that he asked me on like an official date, and you don't want to know where he took me because it's on that list of
the list that we did
the bad list of places not to take somebody on a first date.
But then again, you how old were you?
22.
22. Okay, you're younger.
Yeah.
Where did you guys go your first date? Cheesecake Factory?
Denny's. But there's a cute story behind it, and the only reason why he took me to Denny's is because growing up, his grandfather grandfather used to take his grandma there all the time, and that was like their little like date place. Okay. So there was like a cute story behind it. He didn't just take me because he took all the bitches there.
No, there's a cute. Okay, that's cute. No. Okay, I get that. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, when that list came out, I was like, oh.
But also, you guys are young. Yeah. Like, I think 22 is still young. And I feel like now, like, if it were, like, someone who's, like, more mature, like...
At this age, I'd question Denny's highly. I'd be like, that's what you
So, Chelsea now, if Damon was not in the picture and a guy asked you to Denny's...
Red flag.
You would be turned off by it.
Yeah, because being 25 now, like being a little bit more established in a career, I'm kind of like, I think you can afford more than some $12 pancakes, you know? I don't know. And there's like, going back to that episode, there's no thought in it. So,
yeah.
I like thoughtfulness. So,
but still. You guys were young, and I like the cute meaning behind it.
Yeah. It made me feel a little bit better after seeing that video. Being like, damn, that was on the list. And then Damon was like, oh, let me tell you.
Not us talking mad shit.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Like, all of my first dates were also... But I was young. Yeah. I was 16. Yeah. So, like, all of my first dates, like, all of it. We did all of it.
Cold Stone.
Church. We did church. We would go bowling, movies. Yeah. Like, all of it.
Bowling's a good time, though, even now, I will say. But not for a first date, but maybe once in an established relationship. Yeah. Just for killing some time. Yeah.
Damn.
Well, like, okay, so, like, what is the difference between bowling and, like, golfing? Because I know, like, that's a very, like, I feel like golfing is one of those dates where a lot of people go on the first time, you know? But, like, what's the difference between bowling and golfing?
Because they're both legit golfing or like mini golf.
Mini golf.
Okay, I was about to say, if somebody took me on a legit like golf date, unless it was like Top Golf, I'd be like, dude, I'm gonna throw my arm out just trying to. Oh gosh.
I think they're kind of like on par, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, kind of you know, I feel like they kind of are the same.
Yeah. There's balls involved.
Yeah, exactly.
One's big balls and the other one's small balls.
Like, for me, it wouldn't be my first choice, but I can't knock it till I try.
Yeah.
Right?
There's some good mini golf places around Vegas. We've been to them all.
Oh, really? Which one's your favorite one? Because I've gone to the Kiss one.
So that company owns 3 golf courses, and they were pretty much my favorites out here. Like, I think they're like monster mini golfers.
Yeah, that's the one that I went to.
Yeah. Damon's favorite is probably the Kiss one. Mine's was, I think, one that's in Fashion Show. It was a lot more my vibe, not like rock and roll.
Just a rock and roll.
I don't know. It was just more like, it was neon lights and stuff, but like it was more subdued, more color neutral. I think more of like a spooky kind of vibe too. Yeah. But I think it's in the Fashion Show.
I like that.
Mall. Yeah,
Ooh,
I think it's in the Fashion Show Mall, if I remember correctly. I'll send you the link later. Not me giving them business.
I know. Promotion. So now that you said how you met Damon,
okay,
and we talked about like when you first told your parents about Damon, how was the first experience introducing Damon to your parents?
Oh God, I was terrified. Everything's terrifying. Because you have to keep in mind, my parents were very strict growing up. So like, dating was like a hard no until after I graduated college. Like, there was a standard pretty much set. So all these factors combined just made me so nervous. And I told Damon straight up, like, it's not going to be like your house where we could just go to your room and hang out. Like, we're going to, like, stay downstairs and intermingle and have, you know, conversations with my parents. So that was pretty much the first time he came over. I remember my dad asked him what he went to school for because he wanted a scholarly man for his girl.
And that's no surprise. I feel like a lot of like more traditional households, they geared to that.
Yeah. And so got to know him just a little bit, just on like a very base standard. And then we all like kind of had dinner together, just hung out. And that was that. We like stayed in the living room the entire time. We didn't even attempt to go anywhere near the bedroom region. And then with time, they just kind of warmed up to it. I think my parents handled it a lot better than I feel like most foreign parents would, which I was very surprised about, but I'm thankful for at the same time.
Did you ever introduce Damon like to like the Sri Lankan community? Like, did you ever take him to like your guys' temple and stuff like that?
trying to think. I think the first event I took him to, because keep in mind I met him in COVID year. So, temple wasn't in order. Like, a lot of the Sri Lankan events that they would typically hold were not, like, back up. But I do think the first time I took him to a friend's wedding. Yeah, I think it was a Sri Lankan friend's wedding, and there was a bunch of people there that had already been snooping and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. So they had an idea then.
They a little nosy.
I was just about to ask, was there a lot of gossip and stuff?
Mm-hmm. I kind of, like, no shade. Like, I love my culture. I love where I came from. Community out here is pretty rough, though. They're very full of just gossiping nature and just, like, trying to get the tea, the latest cheese.
Girl, that sounds like our Latino people.
Yeah, it really does.
Me sitting here being like, damn, what's safe to say on here?
How well did Damon adapt?
He's one thing I've noticed about him is if he's in a very foreign environment and he doesn't know anybody and doesn't share common interest, he's very awkward, which is okay, you know, like, nobody has to click and vibe right off the bat, but he finds comfort in finding somebody of, like, similarities, and a lot of Sri Lankan people don't have much in common with him. Like, him just even being an aircraft mechanics, that's a world, like, our brown people don't touch, you know? At least what I've noticed in the community here, a lot of them are more medical oriented or hotel and casinos oriented, just with their professions and stuff. So, I don't know. I feel like there was a handful of people he kind of clicked with and vibed with. They were definitely a lot more Americanized of the Sri Lankan American culture. And then, like, the pure Sri Lankan people, he was just, like, respectful. Yeah. You know, and I couldn't complain much. I'm like, he's going into a completely foreign battlefield here. Like, he can handle it however he sees fit. So
prior to Damon, though, did you date outside of the Sri Lankan community?
Oh. No. So my boyfriend before was Sri Lankan.
But so then once you actually started dating Damon, what I want to say, like, how was it, like, actually dating someone outside of the Sri Lankan community? Like, was there a lot of tiffs, like, culture clashes and...
So I feel like there was a lot of things we had in common just because I'm very Americanized. I'm very, like, I'm the most whitewashed Sri Lankan person. My spice level tolerance, 0, non-existent. I don't know. So there was a lot of things, like, American culture-wise we really clicked with. But then there were the smaller things.
Well, I was just going to say, there has to be, like, some, like, habits, like, household habits, like, you grew up with, right? Or, like...
Oh, yeah. There was one day I walked in to his parents' house and witnessed them boiling hot dogs. And let me tell you, I have never seen anybody boil hot dogs before, but apparently this is normal.
Wait, is that boiling hot dogs?
I think it's a white thing. Oh, I wouldn't say just white, but people boil hot dogs.
Yeah, no, they were making, like, chili cheese dogs or something.
And did they, like... Maybe after throw them on the grill or something?
No, girl.
No, you just ate...
No, they just, like, cooked it.
A boiled hot dog?
They were pale. You know, that pale grayish color?
Yeah. So
they didn't have no char, no grilling marks.
So to them, boiling it is cooking it. And then you got a whole bunch of wiener water. Like, just...
You got wiener water?
So you just got, like, these hot dogs just... Like drinks?
No, girl, it wasn't even like that. They were standing straight up in the water.
What? Wait, what?
And I remember walking into that kitchen, seeing this scene, being like, hey, what are we eating for dinner tonight? And they're like, oh, chili cheese dogs. And I was like, what are the hot dogs? So there was very small moments like that, even to this day, that, like, I find out, you know? That one still gets me to this day, though, but there's been definite what the fuck moments.
Okay, have there ever been what the fuck moments on his end where, like, he came across a Sri Lankan tradition or something, and then he was just like, what the fuck? Like,
you know, one that really stands out to me, and again, to the South Asian community, please don't take offense. My husband's just white. But one thing that we do, even when my parents left, so that my parents are planning on moving back to Sri Lanka. soon. So this last time when they went back to, you know, they were getting ready to leave and whatnot, one thing that we do as like a blessing to them, it's more so like a religious cultural shock, is you kind of just bend down, touch the floor by their feet, and just do this. Mm-hmm. And it's basically just a blessing to them for like safe travels, whatever. And I remember the first time he had to do it, he was like, I have to do what?
You gotta get on your knees, honey.
Get on your knees and make it good. No, but he just had to touch the floor next to them and, you know, just blessings. He was so thrown off. And I think that was his definite, like, first what the fuck moment, because this wasn't my parents' first time going back. Mm-hmm. So every time he has to do it, I can still see he's so awkward.
Yeah. He's not used to it.
Yeah, he's just not used to it. And I'm like, with time, I'm sure once, like, if we ever are blessed enough to go to Sri Lanka and see, like, the temples out there and stuff, I'm sure he'll, like, see that this is just how the culture is. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, it's very normalized.
Oh, yeah, it's very normalized. In my head, I'm like, oh, yeah, you just do this. And he's like...
You do what? You kneel what?
You like kneeling? Knight of Armor? Like, I don't even know. I don't know what's going through his psyche at this point. The only thing I could do was explain the purpose behind it and go from there.
So was that like when you guys were still not living together or already living together?
I want to say the first time it came up was when we weren't living together.
When you weren't living together. Mm-hmm. So was there like any like, I don't want to say issues, but like differences that were major differences when you first started living together? Because you know how you guys are both very different cultures, and now you're living together. Things run differently in each of your households. So
I'm trying to think. I feel like we had a very smooth going process moving in together, which I think is very rare. But we're both fairly like just clean in general, and again I think it helps a lot that I'm Americanized, so there were certain things in general, cleaning standards, we did the same. I feel like he has slight OCD, so I don't even think it's a cultural difference. I think he's just very particular with how he likes to do things, but I'm trying to think. I don't think there's ever been like a moment where I was like, what the fuck are you doing with that? I just made it clear that we ain't boiling hot dogs in this household, but
you're leaving that in the past.
Yeah. No. I think we had a pretty...
What would you say, like, culturally has been the biggest hurdle for you guys? Because I know you said you are very Americanized, but what was, like, the thing that, like, maybe you guys clashed on the most?
I think intermingling families, because there were things that... So South Asian culture is very, like, respect your elders. You don't speak against them. Like, whatever they say, you do. And I feel like that's kind of a hurdle we still kind of have to jump to this day, because with my parents migrating over, growing up being an immigrant, they relied heavily on their kids that were born and raised here. So my brother, he was born in Sri Lanka, but he moved here very young. I was born and raised in Las Vegas. So growing up, they just relied on me very heavily to do even the most simplest tasks, because there was a language barrier. I was always their translator going places. And I think to this day, he has a hard time understanding why I still, like, do everything for them. Because his parents are very self-sufficient. They can do things on their own. If anything, the kids go to the parents for help and advice. But he doesn't understand why my parents are coming to me for help and advice. So I think that's one of our biggest, like, to this day hurdles that's just a little bit weird for him. Because in his head, he's like, you know, if they're just bugging you, like, leave it be. Like, you know... Don't worry about doing it now, but I'm just like, no, I gotta do it now. Like, my dad needs it now.
Yeah, and it's a first gen.
It's a first gen issue for sure. It's, I don't know. I'm trying to be better this year, and even last year, about drawing boundaries for myself. You know, helping them on things that I know for a fact they need help on, but for like smaller things, you know. Because I'm also married now, and it's interfering with our time a little bit too. So I have to be very mindful and try to balance the two worlds. But yeah, I think that's a biggest hurdle.
Seeing that, do you think it's opened his eyes up? Like, has he ever had a moment of realization of like, oh shit, like I've been pretty privileged my life?
I want to hope that realization has sunk in.
Has he like spoken to you about that? Like, oh shit, like, you know, like it was like this my whole life, and seeing this, I'm like, shit, I didn't realize that it was different.
There has been conversations where like there's been moments where he's definitely been like, I'm thankful my parents know how to do this on their own, but it hasn't been like a full-fledged conversation. Now I know what I'm going to go home and talk to him about. But
we're sitting down.
I'm going to leave here and be like, so do you realize your privilege?
Okay, but like as his wife now, or have you, from the beginning to now, have you seen like a change in like how he's like perceived different things? Because okay,
100%. I think even in like day-to-day interactions, I don't know, he just sees how some people can talk down to like a woman, especially like a colored woman. And I think it's kind of clicking. Sometimes it doesn't click as quickly as I wish it would. But no, for the most part, yeah. He's definitely been better about being like, damn, I don't have to go through that. And I wonder why, you know? So.
Damn. At least he has his like eyes open and he's open to that, you know? Because I've met a lot of people that are not. And they are in interracial relationships and still.
I feel like I'm very blessed. Like, those hurdles that I thought would be god-awful to go across, he's made it a pretty seamless process. Just because he's very attentive, he's willing to learn, he's willing to adapt, and not just take it at face value.
He seems open, too. Like, he's open. He's not, like, so stuck, like...
In his ways.
And I feel like that's where a lot of people are, like...
having troubles and difficulties, but I think I got a good one.
He seems very adaptable, too, to, like...
different situations.
Yeah. Instead of being so set in their ways.
I think that helps a lot. Because I can't imagine what I'd do if he actually fought me on half this shit. I'd be like, I quit. I can't do it. I can't do it. But no, he's pretty good.
Well, you got lucky. I'm just kidding now. All right, so let's take a brief break and then we'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
And we're back, guys. Oh shit, I went too high with my peace signs.
Don't go too high.
My bad.
Don't go too high.
I'll go like this. Just kidding.
So, I'm actually gonna go back to one of the questions that we asked you and one of the answers that you gave, because I feel like we could definitely relate on a lot on this topic. And it was about how Damon had, like, it was kind of like a shock to him to see you be there a lot more than what he would be there for, like, for his parents, especially because you were first gen, right? So you talked about, like, you kind of do, is it to the point where you kind of, like, whatever you're doing, you just, if your parents are, like, contacting you or calling you, you just let everything down and then help them?
Yeah.
Is that how it is?
So it just kind of depends. I feel like when I was living with them, it was kind of like a you do this now type of shit.
Yeah.
But now that we're all kind of living separate lives, my dad is mindful sometimes of whether or not, like, I have the time to do it. He's like, oh, just do it when you have the moment or whatever. And I try to get a timeline on, like, the urgency of the matter. Because sometimes he'll hit me up and be like, I need this now. Like, drop, even at work. Sometimes, I get the phone calls being like, drop everything you're doing now. And I'm like, but I'm at work. So I tried my best to kind of communicate to them whether they're having, like, a good day or not. Like, in understanding that. So I feel like that's something my parents and I need to work on with our relationship, because especially as we transition into this new, like, for me, a married lifestyle, it's kind of hard to just drop everything I'm doing all the time and just be all hands on deck depending on what they need of me. So,
and it's like that first generation guilt sinks in.
Yes.
When you want to, because I feel like it's really hard, because I kind of going through that and still going through that. Like, when you talked about setting boundaries, like, I feel like it was really hard coping with the first generation guilt, because you want to be there for your parents because you know the struggle that they had coming over here, but then it's like, oh man, where do I draw the line on things?
And my parents sometimes are guilty too of, like, guilting me, using that first gen guilt to their advantage. in a way of being like, well, I gave you a roof over your head. I gave you food on the table. Like, you're who you are today because of us and because of our sacrifice coming there. So it's a very fine line. It's very, in a way, toxic for your own mindset because now you don't know what a healthy boundary is and what isn't. So it's something I'm definitely navigating to this day, because I do want to be there for them and support them through their journey and, you know, as they get up into the retirement age and living their life. But at the same time, like, I gotta do what's best for me too. Like, I love them and I'll do anything for them, but there's gotta be a balance. Like, I can't get pulled in 10 different directions. I'm only one person. So.
Yeah. How have your parents handled you moving out and then now being married and, like, basically growing up? Like, how have they handled that?
Again, another experience that I was expecting to be completely detrimental and, like, hard and full of roadblocks, but for the most part, it was pretty smooth. Like, ever since my parents made the decision to move back home, things were so, like, just go, go, go. Like, they sold the house that we lived in, and we were living with my aunt and uncle for a brief period of time, and I think he saw that was having a bit of, like, a burden on me, because it's not like we were walking to our own family home. You know, you're walking into someone else's home, and you just have, like, a room there, which they never made me feel like I couldn't utilize their home to my, you know, however I needed, but it was just one of those things where I didn't want to. You know, I wanted to respect their space and stay out of their way as much as possible. So when it came time and I was like, Dad, I'm really thinking about moving out, like, it was one of those things where he was kind of like, okay, just be smart about it. Just don't make any stupid decisions or anything that you can't afford. Like, be smart about it in terms of finding a place that's within your guys' budget. Like, it's a big deal. So they handled the moving process pretty smooth. And my dad actually helped with a big portion of us obtaining our condo and stuff. So I say I had, like, a better experience, I feel like, than most. Especially because I feel like in foreign cultures, like, you live with your parents until you're married.
Yeah.
I think that's, like, the expectation. So the fact that they were very lenient, considering Damon and I were just engaged at the time, was pretty dope. But as far as married life goes, I think because we were already moved out, they didn't.
It was, like, easier
okay. Yeah. How about you? I know you were living, you know.
I think because I had been with Val for so long at this point, because I think when we got married, we were together almost 9 years. We were together for, like, 8 and something. I think it was just kind of like first of all, when Val proposed, everybody was like, finally.
Yeah. It was just one of those.
It was about
fucking time you guys finally got engaged, because everybody expects, like, I don't know. It's just, like, I feel like, and I don't want to generalize this and say it's a Latino thing, but I feel like it's definitely, like, I feel like there's this, like, not expectation, what is it, like, I guess, like, an assumption that, like, a lot of, like, I want to say, like, Latinos, they get married young, have kids young, they do everything, like, go, 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 you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, because Val and I met when I was 16 and he was 17, there was this kind of, like, we met really young, and everybody thought we were gonna be those like that couple that gets married, like, right out of high school, that we were gonna, like, have kids right away. And so, and, like, one thing about Val and I is we knew very early, like, when we were just dating, that we didn't want to be, I guess, a stereotype. Like, we did not want to, like, we didn't want to be just another, like, statistic.
Yeah.
And so that's why we were like, we want to make sure that, like, we are, like, we, you know, like, we were compatible. We wanted to make sure that, like, we
were ready to take that next step.
Exactly. We didn't want to just do things like how I feel like a lot of, like, you know, like, the people that I was surrounded by did things back in the day. And so, we had already been together for so long, and so it was kind of like, first of all, when we got engaged, everybody was like, fucking finally, bro. Yeah. Like, what took you so long?
Yeah.
So I think I had kind of, like, it wasn't like a difficult thing for us, because everybody was kind of like, dude, like, what took you guys so long? It was kind of like you guys should have already fucking been having your third kid, you know?
Your mom's, like, wiping her forehead, like, thank God.
Actually, no, I feel like, although my mom was very like, oh my God, you guys are finally going to get married and all this stuff. And she was very excited for us. I feel like last minute when it was kind of like weddings around the corner type of shit, I think it was hitting my mom. Because my mom, like, although I'm not the firstborn, I feel like a lot of Latino parents rely on their firstborn a lot. Like, they're kind of like the guinea pigs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell me about it. I'm over here in trauma. It's rough.
It's like, been there, done that, bitch.
So I feel like, although I'm not the firstborn, also, I feel like my sister also did kind of grow up fairly quickly because my sister got pregnant at 17. Yeah. And so she, like, moved out, had her kid. So it's like... my sister was 17 and I was 12. So I feel like when my sister moved out, it was kind of like I became the like password keeper and like
I relate to that big time because my brother also moved out when I was 13.
Shit. It's like we had the same like now it's like instead of them relying on our older sibling, it's like
all you.
It's all you now. Like now you're the password keeper. Now you're the one that's gonna be doing like
you paying my bills, you doing this.
Yeah, you're translating the documents.
I was like 12, 13 years old paying fucking bills and like doing
legal documents for any like IRS paperwork if it ever came in. For
God knows they got something from the court like in the mail and then my mom would be like, what is this?
A jury duty, sign me up.
Banking documents, bro.
And then get frustrated when you don't even know and you're like, I'm only 12 years old.
And then get hit with the you were born and raised here. Yeah. You went to school here. You should understand.
What's the use of you going to school here if you can't translate?
I don't know what arbitration means. Sorry, I shouldn't get too close. Let's go get crunchy.
It's true.
So it just because I feel like my mom relied on me so much. I feel like instead of relying on my sister because my mom saw it as like, oh, my sister's now with her man. They're gonna have a baby. My sister has her own responsibilities now. It kind of came on me now, and so me and my mom, like. I feel like it brought us closer, if anything. And she just relied on me so much that like even when my sister decided to move back in with us, it was kind of like I feel like it was easier for my mom to ask me to do stuff for her and ask me to help her with stuff. And I feel like she definitely like, although she did help ask my sister to do stuff, it was easier for her to come to me now because I kind of already took the reins on like helping her. Yeah. So it just like, I feel like when the wedding was around the corner and my mom, I think it like hit her, realization hit like, oh shit, like my daughter's moving out. And it was just like I spent 25 years living with her at this point. Was 25? It was like 24, 25 years living with her at this point. And she's kind of like, oh shit. Like it just realization came. Yeah. And she like at one point, I remember we're in the kitchen. I still remember this day. We're in the kitchen. I was actually like sitting at the table in the dining area. My mom was in the kitchen. My sister was, I don't know, she was in the kitchen too doing something. And my mom looks at me. She just like looks up and she goes, you're gonna leave me all alone? And then I'm like, and then me and my sister go, my sister was like, Mom, I'm still here.
Oh, fuck me, right?
And then I was like, Mom, I was like, Iris is still here. And then she like got emotional and then I was like, oh shit. And then I kind of felt like, oh fuck, like I'm leaving the nest. Yeah. You know? And because again, like me and Val decided to do things a little more traditionally where like I wasn't going to move out until, like, the day of the wedding. Yeah. So,
and I feel like that's where things differ because I feel like my parents took that first step of kind of disbanding the family a little bit. That makes the situations kind of, like, similar but different. Because I feel like had the rules been reversed and they made the decision to stay out here, it definitely would have been hell and high water.
So if you came and you were like, so I'm gonna move out or whatever, like you think it would have been different?
I think if we were in our own home at the time, it would have made a world of difference. I feel like I'd actually be scared to go tell them.
They'd probably be like, no, you need to be married first. And
yeah,
I guess
that's crazy. The similarities.
Yeah. No, it just I think it was like easy, like that was the only tiff really with me like moving out and like my mom kind of. And I feel like my mom has always been, one thing about my mom, I feel like she's very adaptable because being a single mom, you fucking have to be.
Yeah.
I feel like you,
choice.
like, you have no choice. You can't really think about something too much. You have to just fucking do it.
Deal with it and move on.
Yeah. And so my mom, being a single mom too, I think, which is a little bit different from you guys, being a single mom, I think she came to the realization very early on that she couldn't always rely on someone else. Because if she needed something done, she didn't have a man, like she didn't have a partner in life where she could like, they could talk it out and be like, hey, so what do you, she didn't have a person that she can go to and discuss things with, like, oh, what do you think we should do? Like, what would be the best thing for our family? She kind of had to be the one that would be like, okay, this is what I think I should do and I'm going to do it.
That sounds terrifying.
My mom didn't really have a life partner to discuss things with. And so also, like, having kids, she just had to take the reins. And obviously, like, she came to us to help her with things. But also, there were certain things that she knew she couldn't come to us because she wasn't going to come and talk finance. Like, yes, I paid the bills and stuff like that. But she wasn't going to be like, I'm not going to pour all of this all over you because you can't fix my problem of, like, not having enough money, And so I feel like when it came down to it, she knew if she needed to do something, she had to figure out a way to do it herself. And so although she was upset, or not upset, but it was just kind of like a little sad, like her daughter is moving out, getting married now, and she was so used to me doing a lot of things for her that she realized that, like, okay, Angel's moved out, she's a married woman now. It's so cute though, because she'll try to do things on her own now, and then she tries and she'll be like, can you help me? And I'm like, Mom, why don't you just call me or text me? I would have. And then she'll be like, well, it's because I don't know if you're busy or not. And so, like, I think it was like an easy transition where she kind of was like, she realized that, like, I'm a grown woman now, married, and I'm very blessed in that way where, like, there's some parents who have no fucking boundaries and they don't give a fuck if you're married or not. Like, they're gonna, like, I need you to fucking do this. Yeah. And I knew that, like, because my mom and I have a really good relationship, I think it was easy in that sense too. So it wasn't like I wouldn't say it was like a big transition where my mom was like all heartbroken over it or whatever. I know, like, Val's parents too. I think again it came back to, like, us being together for so long that it was just kind of like, you guys, it was kind of time for you guys to move on to the next steps, because his parents too, they were very excited for us to finally get married too. And Val's mom and him, they have a really good relationship. And even though he likes to say he's not a mama's boy, he kind of is, And I know his mom was kind of like, my son. Because, like, how, I don't know if it is like this in the Sri Lankan community, but, like, is there an attachment between mom and their firstborn son? Is there like a...
Listen, my brother's married. Not one. We're not going to talk about that. That's its own can of worms. My mom definitely had that attachment with my brother that I feel like I didn't really feel from my parents when I got married. They were like, okay, thank God she's taken care of. She has a man now. Like,
yeah, but there's something about a mom, I think, and their the oldest son. Mm-hmm. It's like... So I think she was very like, my son. Yeah. She was so, like, heartbroken over it. Yeah. But then, like, she knew she could trust him. Like, like, she didn't, it wasn't like oh my gosh, she's going to go with that. Like, there was no, like, hard, how do I say it? Like, there was no
resentment.
Yeah.
I think with those situations, those things heal with time, I feel like. You need to adapt and, like, see how the relationship is in this new chapter for them to then kind of feel like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought. Like, my son still comes around. He still sees me.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's just that fear of, like, oh, shit, he's not going to give a shit about me anymore,
Mm-hmm. And I think there's also the mentality sometimes that, like, they'll have of, like, oh, my God, I'm being replaced. Mm-hmm. But, like we've said before, it's like, you can't replace them. Like, that's the only mom he's going to have. Yeah. I'm not replacing.
They have their own position.
Yeah. They have their own position in that life. But.
Yeah. God
damn, that was such a... You asked me one question.
I did good, guys. Look at that.
You asked me one question, and I took up all the time. I am the queen of long story.
Long story short.
Long story long. Long story long.
Luckily, with this being your guys' podcast, you decide how long the episodes are.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
So, you guys, I also want to share with you that it's so funny because I say that La Chelsea is Latina by association.
Latina.
Dude, did I tell you that Chelsea be bumping 1%?
Yeah, you told me.
Titi me pregunto.
It's her favorite.
Yeah.
So, watching, like, because you've been there from the beginning. You've been so supportive of the podcast from the very beginning. And at first it was like, I felt like our podcast was a little bit like more niche, you know, like it was because we mostly like relate to a lot of like first gen Latinos and just Latinos in general, you know, it doesn't have to be first gen, but like, how did you relate to the podcast? Like what kept you listening besides being my friend?
Oh, the first gen struggles. A lot of those conversations, I was sitting there being like, I did not realize how much, like, Latinos and other cultures could have in common in terms of those first-gen struggles. We even talked about, you know, just having to be that support for our parents growing up in ways that, in America, I feel like parents don't view that relationship with their kids like that. You know, they view themselves as the caretaker, the one who gives the advice, versus for first-gen, it's the opposite. And I think a lot of those episodes relating to that, or even there were some things for sure I was kind of like, I don't relate to that. I think my parents just had like a very specific strictness to them that I feel like was just very unique and different. But it was definitely a lot of the first gen struggles. That shit hit deep. That shit hit hella deep.
I love how like we relate into that, and how a lot of like people kind of like first gens kind of go through the same thing. Como like I'm over here about to speak Spanish.
She knows some Spanish.
Don't like, test that, please.
Like how we said before. Like
hold on. How do you say platypus?
Go.
Orinto rinco.
There you go.
Orinto
Yeah,
rinco.
she knows it. Y'all need to get your Spanish up.
We should play the no sabo game, but with very basic words.
I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't remember what I legit
that where you you guys relate to other.
You were saying you love how like other cultures relate to like being like the struggles of a first gen Latino, I think is what you were going with.
Yeah. And I don't know. I was gonna take it somewhere. I just don't know where I was gonna take it now.
My bad.
Completely blanked out, girl.
Thought has left the
Yep,
station.
it has dipped out. No, but I can't think.
My bads. I was gonna say my sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Oh gosh.
What was I gonna say? Because you guys, I met you later after all. When you guys met, how did you guys relate? Did you guys talk about that first gen struggle?
Right away?
Yeah,
no.
Not right away, but like, is that how you guys connected the most, or how did you guys connect the most besides trauma?
Trauma bonding?
Trauma bonding.
I think it was a lot more surface level at the beginning.
Yeah, it was a lot more surface level.
Getting to know each other on like a baseline, and then we kind of like would sprinkle a story here and then another story there, and the next thing you know, we're like, oh shit.
Having therapy sessions.
I always say Angel's my therapist. She's actually helped me grow up a lot.
I think, because, girl, the first time I think I even held a conversation with Chelsea was because I noticed that she wore the color burgundy a lot. And I'm like, is that your favorite color?
No, I just didn't realize I was basic as shit buying the same color in my closet.
She would wear that color a lot. It was like, she had like a jumpsuit, like a cardigan, and then like pants.
Are you outing my whole closet right now?
No, I noticed
what
it.
If I came today in burgundy? That would be so ironic.
No, but emerald's your color this year.
Oh, it is. It was my wedding color.
Last year, too.
Girl, emerald green, I just love it. I think it also helps that Damon likes green, so I found a happy medium.
Yeah.
The fall version of green.
The fall version.
Yeah, I think that was the first conversation, right? And then it was like, but it was so funny because I didn't even realize that I was grilling her until somebody called me out on it.
She hella caught me off guard.
Oh, shit.
I remember sitting there. I walked by and she was like, "Do you like that color a lot?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then next thing you know, she's asking me question after question. And I'm like,
dude, it was like shooting.
I don't even know this girl's name. Like, what the fuck? It's my first week here. I don't know what I'm doing.
Because she walked in and like, so mind you, at this time, my desk was like facing like you walk in, you saw me right away. Mm-hmm. Like, so she walked in and she had already been walking by me a few times and I had noticed she'd wear that color a lot. So I was like, oh, is that your favorite color? And then she was like, I don't even remember what you said. And then it was like, I was just shooting question after question. I didn't even realize I was grilling her because then I was like, oh, like, are you engaged? Or what did I say? Something about, and then I started asking you questions about Damon and I just was shooting question after question. And then someone was like, Angel, are you interviewing her? Or like,
I think I remember exactly who blurted that out. So I was like, God damn, it's okay. We're okay over here. I haven't held up the SOS sign.
And she hadn't even clocked in yet.
Oh, bitch. You were doing this off the clock? You should have been like, Angel, wait.
I didn't know how to get out of the conversation. She was just hitting me question after question, bro. I was like, okay, so I guess I'm going to be 15 minutes late. Sorry, bosses.
Fucking it.
And then I was like, oh, my bad.
And then I sit down at my desk being like, what the fuck just happened?
What was your first impression of me though, for real? I need to know.
That you're vigilant as fuck. That shit scared me. Because even I didn't even realize I wore burgundy that much. And then I was so self-conscious about it.
Fucking Angel.
I just remember the next day fucking trying to pick out an outfit. I think I was gonna go with my burgundy romper, and then I was like,
no,
next. Like, we're not fucking doing this today.
Oh, poor La Chelsea.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And now look at where we are, guys.
No, that was funny. Yeah,
and scare her off.
So we didn't sit by each other initially. We sat kind of like.
We're on the same floor.
We were on the same floor, but there was like a whole glass wall separating us. And I think it wasn't like long after that they moved me in there. And like, we call it the fishbowl because it's like a glass. You remember the fish bowls? Yeah. So they moved me in there. And then that's kind of when we just make like, I think like very surface level conversation. And then we just started talking about, you know how it is, with your coworkers, you talk about surface level shit, and then once you guys get to know each other, you spend 8-9 hours a day together.
Yeah, you better like at least someone in there.
You kind of just start bringing up like, oh, well, how was your weekend? And you bring up family more, and then before you know it, you know each other's partners' names and
drama.
Yeah, and you don't refer, like, I no longer have to like refer to Val as my husband because she knows Val, you know. So I just kind of
every time you slip up and say my husband, I'm like, bitch, who are you talking to?
No, but like, I don't do it with you. I only do it if there's like other people, like, and they don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, if they don't know Val's name, they're gonna be like, who the fuck is Val?
So Chelsea talked about her first impression about you. What was your first impression of Chelsea?
Oh gosh.
My first impression of Chelsea,
besides her,
she likes burgundy.
I thought you were very timid, very like shy, kind of reserved. That was.
I feel like that's a lot of people's first impression. I'm either timid or a bitch. There's no in between.
No, I thought you were just more reserved because like. I'm not gonna lie. I think like there was a few times you'd walk in and you wouldn't say good morning. And let me tell you, girl, that's one of my things.
Mine too, bro. That's mine too. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, it's because one thing about being being Latina or like Mexican. I don't know if it's like different like Latino cultures do this, but like when you walk in somewhere, you make like there's people like you have to acknowledge them. You have to say hi. And I don't know if that. Like, if that happens in your, like, are you guys when you go to a party or whatever, like, let's say, do you have to say hi to all the relatives and whatever? Is that a...
Yeah, I think when I came to work, I think I was just awkward, bro. I'm like, I feel like when it's one of those situations where there's people I like kind of recognize, it's kind of like a generalized, hello, good morning, whatever. But I think my first couple weeks there, I just didn't get the office vibe that much or like the work vibe. Please cut out the word office when you edit this. No, but I think I wasn't reading a room. Now I'm good about it. Now I'm like, good morning, good morning. You know, if I see you, good morning.
But I feel like, I don't know, yeah, because I feel like where I work currently, there is a lot of people that just pass by, don't say anything.
And like,
if you're
good
watching
morning,
this,
bitch.
if you're watching this, you know damn well I make eye contact with you, and I'm like, you didn't fucking say it. But
it's one thing when you're already okay. So like, because I feel like when you're already somewhere and then someone walks in, it kind of falls on that person who just walked in to say hi, and not the other way around.
If I'm being completely honest, it was not intentional on my part.
No, I know, I totally know, but I didn't think you were a bitch over it. But it was just like odd to me because I'm used to like walking in somewhere, and if I see there's people there, even if I'm not saying hi to each person individually, I give a general. Good morning. Hello. Acknowledging, you know? Yeah. So it was like, so my first impression was kind of like, damn, like she didn't say good morning. I didn't think you were a bitch. I still go back to, I think you were very reserved. And so it was my way of being like, good morning. She walks in. Yeah. So I was kind of like, I don't know. I was just kind of trying to acknowledge your presence since you didn't acknowledge mine.
Damn, you sound like a sensitive Sally. I'm just kidding.
Still bothers you.
You just triggered me with that shit. I'm just saying. I think you need to share the story on that one. Because it's a good one.
Dude, so always because I forgot what we were talking about, and
you called me a sensitive Sally, bitch. Okay.
I didn't call her a sensitive Sally straight up, but I was.
She just insinuated it.
But like, I don't know what I said. And then I knew she does this thing. And she like turned around. She's like, I guess I'll just, what did you say? I guess I'll just turn around or something.
I think I turned around and was just like, I guess I'll just go back to work or something like that.
She did something dramatic, but I like spent so much time with her. I already know how she is. And so like, I knew that as soon as she turned around, she was going to do this like sigh that she normally does.
But it's dramatic and sarcastic as fuck.
She goes, you know the sigh, sigh. So then she turned around because she was like, I guess, because I technically just called her sensitive Sally. And she turned around and she'll be like, I guess I'll just go back to work. She turns around and I timed it so perfectly where we both sighed at the same time. Because I went, I did it at the same time she did. And she turns around like, what the fuck?
I couldn't even stay in my seat for that one. I got up and buckled over in the corner, just dying of laughter.
You're like, I already have it timed.
I was like, who the fuck echoed me back? Like, what?
I'm not used to this.
Nobody knows me this well.
Surprise, bitch.
And it was the same fucking, like, octave. Like, the note was in tune.
God damn it,
As you mentioned earlier, I'm very vigilant.
First impressions do last.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, my first impression was she was very, I guess, like, timid, reserved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, timid and reserved and vigilant. Not a good start.
They're vigilant. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting.
But you know, it worked out. Mm-hmm. No, right? You guys are good.
I definitely think we trauma bonded.
That's what I was gonna say.
I think the day I cried in front of her the first time was sold. It sealed the deal.
All right, Chelsea, as a person who cried in front of me, how did I do?
Yeah, how was she?
Okay, I actually think she did phenomenal. She actually got up and gave me a hug real quick.
She gave you a hug?
She gave me a hug.
You gave her a hug?
I could tell she was a little awkward. Like, she didn't know how to, like, react. But she was just like, Chelsea, here's a tissue. Come here. Give me a hug real quick. And I was like, this is the bitch that told me she doesn't know how to handle people when she cries.
I was working on myself.
It shows. Because I was surprised. I was crying surprised.
Still sad, but surprised.
No, you gave a good tight hug and you said things that made me feel better. And yeah.
Wow.
It was, if I had to rate the experience, a solid 9 out of 10.
Wow.
The one was for the awkwardness that I could sense her dying on the inside.
I had to, like, shove it down.
She was trying not to laugh deep down.
Awesome. I'm proud of you.
I worked on myself.
I'm proud of her, because let me tell you, she could get real awkward.
Yeah. As long as she didn't laugh, I think I would have been fine. If she started laughing, I don't know how I'd react if she started laughing. I would would have been like, I'll just go cry in a corner. Forget I came to you.
You know, I think I want to say I kind of, now that I'm thinking back and like talking all of this out, I think one of the first times we kind of like bonded or whatever, or not bonded, but like we kind of were like, I think it was when you were still engaged and you were talking about, I think you were talking about like, I'm trying to be careful with my words. I think you were talking about, finances. You were talking about finances, and you were kind of talking about wanting to pay off some stuff, and then I feel like you kind of started like picking my brain because you were asking me about how like Val and I did things, and then because I think
I do remember this conversation.
Yes.
You taught me how to snowball.
She was trying to... She kind of started picking my brain, and then I feel like that's kind of when I first started opening up, because then I started talking to her about like how Val and I did things, our experience with paying off debt before we were married. It was so funny because this bitch did not listen to me. She, like, I gave her advice.
What did I do?
I gave her advice, and then someone else decided to speak on the issue and give like total opposite advice and did not listen to me about how to budget.
Damn, she airing my dirty laundry. Fuck!
She did the total opposite of what I told her to do. But she was like still picking my brain and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I eventually did what you told me to do.
Yes, and then
it took a little bit.
And it had a very harsh reality. Eye opener.
And then she was like, "Yeah, Angel, you were right."
Angel was hella right. Yeah,
but I think that was the first time we bonded, because she was like, that's when I first opened up about like Val and my experience with paying off debt before we were getting married, and then she kind of started asking me questions about marriage, and I think that's where, because she was like you were planning your wedding and stuff, and then me being married already, she kind of started picking my brain and stuff, and then that's how I think that was the first time we bonded and stuff. Yeah. And then from there, it just kind of kept going.
It just kept on going.
Yeah, what the fuck happened? I'm just
kidding. I mean, I feel like you still kind of ask me questions. Like, she still kind of picks my brain, and she'll be like, well, like, how did you and Val do this? Or whatever.
I actually look up to your guys' relationship a lot. That might sound very cheesy, but
appreciate
even Damon, I can say the same. Yeah. Funny story. He asked me one day why La Lucha is real and what it means. And I told him,
He said, what is La Lucha and why is it real?
Yeah, what is La Lucha and why is it real? He said it exactly like that. And I ended up telling him, I'm like, it means the struggle is real, just La Lucha, the struggle is in Spanish, and Israel is in English, because we're, multicultured. And he goes, Val and Angel don't struggle. But he meant it in a very, like, we look up to them. There's no way our idols could be,
could be struggling
in any way, shape, or form. And I'm like, babe, just because they do it, okay, does not mean it was always the case. Yeah. Everybody has their struggles, even if they're vocalized or not vocalized. So, that is what
we have had a lot of struggles.
Yeah, definitely.
Edith knows some of them.
But yeah, I thought it was a very cute moment. I was like, "Aw, you look up to them more than you let on."
Don't go making me awkward. Making me feel awkward.
She doesn't know how to take compliments, guys.
She's gotten better, though.
I've gotten better. I still slip up,
Yeah.
But I'm still feeling awkward right now. Someone please take the wheel.
Now, actually, can we do a little quick break?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's do a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, and we are back.
We're back, guys.
All right, guys.
Okay, so we're gonna just jump into some Chisme. Because who the fuck doesn't like Chisme?
Yeah, we want to know. We want to see La Chelsea's reactions to your guys' stories.
To the tea.
To the fucking tea.
Ooh. You guys, it's so funny because sometimes we'll we'll even talk about the tea. We'll talk about the Chisme at work, and we just start discussing the fuck out of it, and then doing what is it called? We'll start asking each other well, what would you do?
Yeah. And sometimes it gets deep, sometimes it gets raunchy, sometimes it gets, what the fuck are you thinking?
Yeah, we'll start talking all these hypotheticals.
Yeah.
I love how it brings up discussion. But make sure that if you have any Chisme, and you want to leave it with us, leave it with us. Like, they're leaving like a fucking child.
Leave a review.
Like, if you guys want to submit your fucking Chisme, link is down below if you're watching YouTube, and if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, link is in our Instagram at La Lucha Israel Podcast.
And let's get into it.
Let's go.
Okay. I'm a 26-year-old female who is bisexual. I've been dating a female who is masculine representing. She lives an hour away, and we've been talking about moving in, so I took the time to look for a job I was hired at a really good paying company. Days after getting the news that I was hired, I finally had the guts to tell my mom that I was bi, dating a female, and I was moving out. Well, my mom is Mexican.
She hit the moving out and the coming out all in one go.
I know.
I'm feeling a lot. I'm feeling secondhand anxiety already.
Girl, could you imagine going to your mom and being like, "Mom, I'm moving out.
By the way,
and I'm also bi, and I'm dating a female." Oh, so she did 3.
Oh my god.
That's the triple whammy, guys. Did she make it out the house alive?
She's alive. She made that cheese. She submitted that cheese.
She's alive right now. Okay. Well, my mom is Mexican and her beliefs are different. She kept saying that I'm being manipulated because my last relationship was toxic and I was always getting cheated on, that I must have that. The girl I'm dating, that she must be using that. I was single for 2 years and a half, and I took the time to heal and understand my own value before dating my current partner. My mom also said that she 100% bets I will come running back to her once my relationship ends, but I was really offered, but her saying...
Offense?
Oh, I think she meant offense, but I was really offended, maybe? I don't know. But her saying, and I told my mom that if the relationship ends, that'll be because something in the relationship failed and I tried my best, but that'll decide to more on. The last thing she said to me was it was my life, but that she honestly doesn't want to believe that I'm like, or that she raised a daughter like that. Her words made me feel so shitty that I thought I should have kept my mouth shut. But if I lie about my whereabouts, my mom would still be pressed. I'm too grown to feel like my mom still controls me, but I have so much love for her, I just feel lost.
Ooh. That makes me so sad.
It does make me really sad.
Yeah. To think, like, I don't know.
I mean, I think it's completely normal to seek your parents' acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that, like, a lot of us, especially being, like, first gen, I feel like...
We seek our parents' acceptance.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I think... I don't know if she's first gen or not, but, like, being in first gen, it's, like... I feel like we take it, like, really hard. Like, we really want to be accepted because you're not... We have the whole saying, like, ni de aquí ni de allá. Like, you don't feel accepted over there. You don't feel accepted over here. So you're in this, like, I'm trying to prove that I'm enough to be accepted. And so, like, also on top of that, she's adding that she's bi, you know? And then it's, like, as it is, like, moving out of your household can be hard.
Yeah.
But now she's coming out as bi and that she's dating a female. And, like...
I just know that, like, you know, Mexican parents, especially, like, religious Mexican parents, well, obviously don't take that really well. And I've seen it where it's to the point that they even disown their own children because of that, of their children having enough trust to tell them, and then they just turn their back on them. And it's crazy to me, and I don't know, it's really sad to be in a position like that.
It makes me really sad for her, like... I don't know, because I feel like even now, like, I still, like, it took a lot, like, my mom didn't really say that she's proud of me a lot, you know, but, like, I feel like I always worked hard to make her proud. Yeah. I always wanted her to, like, accept me, and so I feel like when there was, like, things going on that, like, were big, and, like, even when I, you know, told her, like, that I was dating Val, it was so funny, because when I started dating Val, it was, like, I was kind of, like, I was so nervous. I was like, Mom, can I, like, so this guy asked me if I can go out to eat ice cream with him. And then I was like, but, and then she's like, well, don't you have church? Because I had my church class. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, don't you have church? And then I was like, well, he said he's going to go with me. And then because he came, like, we did things a little more traditional. I think that's why my mom was accepting, but, like, not everybody has that. No, and so, like, it just makes me sad because.
And I couldn't imagine being so nervous to go tell your parents that just for that to be the response, you know? I don't know. That's heartbreaking.
Fuck.
Oh. I don't know what to say.
She could give you a big hug.
They're not asking for advice or anything.
Though I don't know. They just said I feel lost.
Honestly, but I'm proud of you because you stayed true to yourself. Like, of course you had the option to hide it, but you didn't.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it. You laid the cards on the table, and at the end of the day, you can't control the way your parents are going to react to it. And if she decided to react like that, well, yeah, you can't do shit about that.
And even when her mom was like, you're going to come running back or whatever, she was like, and she's like, oh, once, like, your relationship ends, you're going to come running back. And she's like, well, if it ends, it's going to be because the relationship failed. Yeah. I'm so glad that she, like you said, she kind of, like, kept
reiterated that, too.
Yeah.
Because that's not a lot of things people can
And I feel like some parents believe that they could just, like, bully you into doing whatever the fuck they want when you're not sure in yourself either, too. Because if you kind of, like, fight them on it, then they know, like, oh, they're being for real.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't make them happy that you're fighting them on it, I think they'll take you a little bit more seriously than if you were to just, like, listen to whatever the fuck they're telling you to do.
So I'm proud of you.
Yeah, proud that she's being strong
and true to herself.
Read the next one.
Which one is it? This one?
The short one. Okay. The short one, the small one.
The little one? Okay, go.
This one's going to be a hard hitter because it's short.
Not really a Chisme, but I'm 28 and 13 weeks pregnant. I've been married for 4 years and I'm still scared to tell my dad. LMAO. I know he's going to be happy for me, but IDK why it makes me so nervous to tell him.
# girl, I'm going to relate to you someday because let me tell you, being pregnant confirms the fact that you do the deed. I don't want to confirm that to anyone.
Your parents probably already know that that's happening. You're married.
But if you're pregnant, it's a given fact. Fuck that shit. I'm going to be mortified too someday. I know how this girl feels.
Oh my god.
I feel like my mama's going to be like, yay. My dad's going to be like,
oh, you the nasty.
The nasty. I'm crying thinking about it.
She's crying thinking about it.
You triggered her.
I think I don't know. Maybe is it because like it's just like I think having children is like life altering. I feel like any kind of big news, wouldn't you be nervous?
I don't know. Nervous, but I feel like it like how she said. I feel like it's more some confirmation.
That just hits different because I know damn well, brother, I'm so sorry. When he told me he was having his first kid, I was like, you have sex? Like, deep down, that was my, like, internal reaction. I just didn't want to believe
it. You have sex?
I'm sorry, dude, it's
I'm not gonna lie, but that beats walking into it. That doesn't beat walking into it, because that's how I found out.
Oh, God. Dude, the tears want to come out.
I walked in and I saw a big old hairy butt and I was like, I wanted to die.
You're airing all of Iris's dirty laundry.
I never said her name.
Please cut that out. Oh, God.
And then I walked into this and
I mean, we're talking about siblings having sex, and then they know that Iris is your sibling if they watch the podcast.
Yeah. You just broke it down for them, too.
It's okay. I think I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Dude, I deadass walked into that and then ran to church.
but like
where's
Harry,
the fucking holy water?
But I also did say my sister got pregnant at 17.
Hairy butt cheeks.
Oh, that man's not in the picture, no.
I don't want to visualize hairy butt cheeks. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah. I walked in and I was like,
No offense to anybody who has hairy butt cheeks. If you have hairy butt cheeks, it's okay. It's okay. Bro, I'm making it worse. Somebody take the mic away from me.
It's like when you're cleaning a spill and you're just spreading it out everywhere. Yes, you are now, Charles.
Oh my god, I'm fucking crying right now.
Oh my god, bro. Tears. Like...
Okay, last one.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was hilarious. All right. I need advice. So, in the beginning of the year, I was hanging out with my friends and they were talking about a guy I've never met. I asked them if I could see a picture of him and they do. At first, I did think he was cute, but then they show me his TikToks and my jaw dropped. That man is actually so fine. So, jokingly that night, through my friend's phone, I text him on TikTok and tell him me and some other girl, I think he's cute. When I deleted it because my friend was like, no, well, he ended up responding to my friend and thinking it's a joke. A day passes and I'm with the same girls as the previous day, and I text him again through my friend's TikTok and I said, where you at, daddy? I deleted the message, but turns out even if you delete the message, the person can still see it.
They still get it.
Oh, God.
They just deleted on your side.
Yeah. He responded to it, but still thinking it's a joke. But my mind, y'all, I've never met this guy a day in my life. Now to present my friend and I got a little drunk and she requested the guy for me on Instagram. A few hours pass and I wake up from my little drunk nap, so it's 4 a.m. and I see he accepted and requested me back. Later on that day, he texted my friend asking her who was the girl that texted him because he only knows one other girl with my name, and she tells him that we've never met, but I think he's cute. So I'm out again with my friends and she's texting him about me and he's like showing interest, but the thing is that they've said he doesn't want a relationship at the moment, which when he said that was 3 months ago. He also thought my account was fake because I don't have any posts, but I made my friends take pictures with me so I can post on my story. But since my friend posted me, his friend requested me, and his friend I've only heard bad things about. He's basically down bad for any girl that's Latina. He also just got out of a relationship. I didn't accept the guy's request. So anyways, the guy I think is cute is down to hang out with my friends and I, but I'm so nervous because he sounds like the perfect guy and I'm afraid he's not going to like me or that I'm not even going to talk to him because I get super shy when I like someone or find someone cute and he likes funny people and I'm funny once I get to know you or when I have alcohol in my system. I'm so sorry if this is confusing. Love y'all.
Bitch, I'm confused.
What is the advice that
I need this dumbed down to me because I lost track of who's who.
So I guess she messaged the guy on TikTok using her friend's TikTok.
Mm-hmm. And
she was like, hey, daddy. But he actually, like...
saw it. But then she ends up... the friend ends up taking her phone when she got drunk, requesting him through... like her account or whatever, and he accepted, right? So they're gonna hang out, and I think she's nervous.
But does the guy know who's who? Because I
think so at this point,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what I know.
At this point, he does, but because she thinks he's she thinks he's the perfect guy or whatever, but he also doesn't want a relationship, and she's nervous about meeting him, right?
So is the advice, should she pursue or should she not?
I think you should go to this with no expectations.
Yes.
Go into it with... definitely no expectations that you guys are gonna vibe, no expectations that you guys are gonna be in a relationship, no expectations of nothing, like blank.
Especially considering he said he doesn't want a relationship. Yeah. That's just a safe bet.
Exactly. Think of him not like as somebody you like, but somebody like, or that you find cute. It's just another person, like another friend that's gonna join the group. That's it. Like don't think too much into it. Because at the end of the day, if you build up so much this person and you meet them and you end up
being disappointed.
Yeah. Or you're so nervous that because you've built this image, because right now it's just in your mind. You haven't even like fully conversated with the person. So it's all made up in your mind. You have this image built, and it's like you kind of close off yourself because you're like, oh, I'm so shy because he's gonna be like this and that. You get me?
So she should just see things at face value, like once she actually meets them. Hey, sorry guys,
no expectations. Just go chill, and if something happens, cool. If it doesn't, then cool.
I agree with you. I think that's good advice.
That is good advice.
Yeah, because I was kind of confused there, too.
Oh, I'm glad. I was literally, like, halfway through it. I was like, I'm going to have to be the dumb bitch that's like, hello, I'm not used to listening to the Chisme. Not like
Break
that.
It down. Break it down.
All right. Let's call it.
Yeah, well, Chels, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We appreciate you making time to come out and hang out with us.
Of course.
Almost getting... Oh, you almost died today, didn't you?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so that was a journey.
Yeah, it was a journey.
I just won't take that road going back.
Glad you made it back there. You made it over here safe.
Yeah.
Just barely.
Just barely.
So yeah, definitely thank you. Hopefully maybe in a future episode, come back on. We didn't scare you off.
I know.
This was a good time. This was definitely a good time. My nerves.
Do you think it like went by quickly? Or
yes. How much time has gone by?
An hour and a half.
Damn. Oh, sorry. I forgot everybody's audio listeners, so they're not going to see the face, or most people are. So that pause might have been dramatic. But damn.
All right, guys. So we're going to do an after party, guys. If you guys want more content, please go to the link. If you're on YouTube, there's a link down below for Patreon. Or you can go to our Instagram. We'll have our Patreon linked on there. And that way you can guys... get more content, hang out with us a little bit more.
Okay, influencers. Hit that outro, though. Come on.
We're not done yet.
Oh, God damn.
Sorry.
Goddamn, Chels.
Y'all, you put us on the spot.
Yeah, I'm like, go.
I'm just staring at the wall.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Or if you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, make sure to leave a 5-star review. Anything less?
What are they going to do, Chelsea?
Leave it in the DMs. Write it in the DMs. I had
to us, not to her.
I mean, I will forward said message. If you have...
Chelsea starts becoming our secretary and forwarding us.
Be like, hey, I think you need to address this. Ooh, this one's bad.
This is...
Yes, guys, if it's not 5 stars, hit our DMs. We will discuss it. Make sure to follow us on all... Did you say that already? Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms at La Lucha is Real Podcast.
Got great content.
Yeah.
But other than that, guys...
Can I add something?
Yeah, go.
If y'all made it to this point in the video, comment, we love Angel and Edith.
Aww.
With a heart emoji to know that y'all not just saying it just to say it. It's got to be the white heart.
God damn, that was so...
She's specific, guys.
Yeah, that's how you know they made it to the end of the video.
Or you can just comment #LaChelsea.
Spell my name correctly. That'll be the real test.
Yeah.
We'll see who gets it right.
Well, I don't think people know how to spell your name. Chelsea, how do you spell Chelsea?
I guess the world may never know.
Let's see who gets it.
All the comments are going to be like, no, seriously, the how do you spell Chelsea is fucked up, guys. Immigrant parents.
And that's how you know they put an extra couple of letters for...
Well, they
flair.
actually took away.
Oh, they took away letters for extra flair.
Yeah, we'll leave it in the dark.
Yeah, okay. All right, guys. So, we're going to leave it here. I hope you guys have an amazing week. We'll see you guys next Monday.
Yeah, next Monday, bitch.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. I'm just like, so, I don't know what's going on.
I broke their flow.
All right, guys.
Que Dios los bendiga. Besitos.
Besitos.
Bye.